Hi everybody, my name is Wade Bradford. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a place where I talk about books, and sometimes I talk about movies, and sometimes I talk about random things. I will occasionally be making Authortube videos. I've been on YouTube for a long time now, but I've been making Authortube videos for about 6 months. So I figured it was finally time for me to do the Authortube Newbie Tag, even though I'm an old newbie. The Authortube Newbie Tag is a list of questions that were invented by Jenna Streety, and I will put the link to her YouTube channel down below. Question number 1. How did you find out about Authortube? I found out, I believe that I was looking up, I think I was looking up some Stephen King interview materials, and I stumbled upon Kate Kavanaugh's now very famous video where she tries to write like Stephen King for a day. I think that's probably the first Authortube video that I've seen, and that's how I found out. Question number 2, what genres do you write in? I mainly write comedy. I write a lot of plays, and most of them are meant to be funny, but I also enjoy writing. So I like to have, in whatever genre I write, I like to have humor in the mix. I enjoy writing fantasy. I love writing adventure. Sometimes science fiction. I do like experimenting with genre, so if I come up with a story idea that's a Western or a pirate story, that's great too. But my main wheelhouse is humor, and I also love fantasy fiction. If I'm writing a longer work, it's probably going to be fantasy. Question number 3, what is your preferred writing tense, point of view, and category of story? Those are 3 questions, really, but I'll try to answer all of them in one question. My preferred writing tense is past tense. My preferred point of view is third person, limited to a main character, and my preferred category is children's books. Question number 4, are you a plotter, a pantser, or a plantser? I am mainly a pantser, especially if I'm writing longer works. If I'm writing a novel, the last 2 novels I've written, I've mainly been writing by the seat of my pants. I enjoy giving my characters a situation and just seeing what happens as I write and develop ideas. Question number 5, are you self-published, published, or yet to be published? Sometimes we call it pre-published. I am published, and I do have a couple self-published projects, but mainly my goal is to be traditionally published. Question number 6, what publishing company, literary agent, and or printing company are you represented by or use? I am published with Candlewick and Random House and Clarion, a couple other publishing houses, and I am represented by Red Fox. And by the way, my agent is wonderful. If she's watching, thank you very much. Question number 7, what Authortube related videos can we expect to find on your channel? Well, I love to talk about the writing process. Every Wednesday I try to post a what am I working on Wednesday, and that's where I talk about where I'm at with my projects. I like to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of my writing experiences, and I was thinking that I was going to offer advice on this channel, but the more I've thought about it, the more I think the only advice I have for anyone that wants to be a writer is just keep writing. I do like coming up with writing experiments and writing challenges, and so I hope to do more of that as well. Number 8, is that right? Yeah, number 8. When did you start writing? I began to write stories, I believe, at age 5. So I was 5 years old, and the first story I remember writing was called The Deer That Skied. Oops, I skipped ahead to number 9. What was the first story you ever wrote? The Deer That Skied was the first story that I remember writing. What authors have inspired your writing the most? Well, I have a whole bunch of Stephen King books that you might be able to see on the shelf. So Stephen King, I love Shakespeare, I love George Bernard Shaw, love any of the romantic poets, and I love classic fantasy fiction, so I love Tolkien. Anybody else that I'm missing? Yeah, Shakespeare and Stephen King mainly. Those are the big ones for me. Number 11, do you schedule your writing sessions or, what does it say? Or simply get to writing whenever you can find the time? Definitely the second one, simply get to writing whenever I can find the time. I teach English at a community college, and I usually get to have the summers off. So summertime is when I get most of my writing done, but even during the school year, I do my best to find time. But I don't often say to myself or to my family, it's like, oh, I'm going to be writing from 3 to 5 or from 8 to 10. I just kind of every day can be different around the house, and so I just try to be flexible. And I always have a notebook handy or my iPad or something to write with. So I'm always ready to write if I have the time and the energy and the inspiration. Question number 12. I was skipping ahead a little bit. Do you type on a computer, typewriter, write everything out by hand, or use a blend of those? And where do you write in general? Yeah, I use a blend of those. It kind of depends on the project. Sometimes I really want to write things out by hand. Very often I want to type them up on the computer because the drafting process is then faster. As far as where I write, it's very often in this office, but sometimes it's outdoors depending on how hot it is outside. And there is a spot that I'll show you. There's a spot in the house that I really like to sit here on the stairs. Right here. Sometimes the dogs hang out with me. Yeah, so that spot on the stairs that I was showing you, I had a cat for a long time. She passed away, but she lived a good long life, and so there were many times where the cat and I would sit on the stairs, and I would do my writing there. And that I have pleasant memories. So sometimes I go back and sit on the stairs, and then I think about my ghost cat, and I pet her. Number 13. What are you most looking forward to now that you are a part of Authortube? Well, now that I've been a part of Authortube a little bit, I'm looking to try to put myself out there more, be a more active member of the community, and I'm hoping to gain more attention, to be honest, to have more readers or more people interested in my work. So I'm hoping to meet more people and learn from others, and have fun with more writing challenges and contests and things like that. So that's all the questions. So thank you so much for watching. And if you are new on Authortube, or maybe you're like me and you've been doing Authortube for a little while, then and you haven't done the Author Newbie Tag, go for it. And I look forward to meeting you very soon. And leave a comment. Let me know. I'll subscribe to you. You can subscribe to my channel if you want to. And let's go back to writing.